Well, a very good morning and welcome to Expert Alert. You're joining us on all of our WLOX streaming platforms and we're happy that you're here. Expert Alert is back. We haven't done it in a couple years. We are here talking to the experts and today we're talking to Chance Tillman. Thanks for being here this morning.
Oh, thank you for having me, Chet.
So, in case you're not familiar with what we're doing here, this is called Expert Alert. We're going to have conversations today about what Tillman Services does here in our community. And we're live, like I said, on all of our social media platforms. And if you have us, this is our Facebook feed that I have up here in front of me. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments here. And as I see them, if I don't see them, I'll be reminded. I have the producer in my ear, and she will remind me that we have questions, and I'll be able to ask Chance your questions in real time so that you can get answers from the experts. So, ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. So, Chance, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you came into this business.
So, my dad started Tillman's Heating and Air in 1990. I started working for him when I was 13 years old, so I've been carrying his tool bag my entire life. I would say about a year and a half ago, we converted to Tillman Services just to be able to expand. We're currently going into the Hattiesburg market. We've been serving Mississippi Gulf Coast for 35 years, and now we're going to go help out people in Hattiesburg. So,
you mentioned Tillman Services. You've kind of you've morphed into that. What are those other services that you offer?
So right now we're going into plumbing. I'm currently working on getting an electrical license, so we're going to expand to where we can be a whole home service company.
So just anything that happens, you give us a call.
One-stop shop for South Mississippi.
So about Tillman Services, you mentioned that you've been, my 9-year-old would say the 1900s, which doesn't make me feel all that great about my
35
age.
years.
Right, so you guys have been around for 35 years. What is it about Tillman Services that sets you apart? I did a quick search in a search platform, and just in the Biloxi area, there are 240 HVAC companies. And it just gave me Biloxi. It wasn't talking about Ocean Springs or Gulfport or anywhere else here in the lower 3 to 6 counties. You're all up to Hattiesburg, so we could add more than 6.
That's right.
Just in the city of Biloxi, there's 240. That's a lot of. When it comes to those services, that's a lot of clutter and noise that's out there trying to attract people to call them. Why should folks call Tillman Services? What sets you apart?
So from the beginning, my dad has been about serving this community, right? We're from this community. My grandpa was a police officer in Gulfport for almost nearly 30 years. So my whole family's been about serving the Gulf Coast. When it comes, what makes us different is, mistakes that happen, we're going to be there and we're going to make it right. We're not going anywhere. We're here for the future. So we're going to make sure that everything we do, we stand behind. We give 110%. What really makes us different now is like this month, I've got 3 of my technicians that are going to go to Birmingham for just extra learning, catching up with new technology, staying on top of the new systems that are coming out, With the EPA constantly changing refrigerants and SEER ratios and things like that, it's just a whole bunch of moving parts to this industry. So if you're not continuing to evolve with this industry, you're getting left behind. So here at Tillman's, what we do is we make sure that all of our guys get at least 1 training a year. It's 4 days that we send them, Birmingham, California, Colorado, and that way they can touch all over, different people doing the same things in different areas. That way we're seeing it all.
You mentioned the technology, and if you're not keeping up with technology just on a daily basis,
right,
it's kind of shocking to think how we've grown in the last 100 years, but then to whittle it down to the last 30 years, it's been outrageous. I remember as a kid going in, it was either like you would slide the dial over or you would turn the knob and you would change the temperature like that. Now you can have, the device can tell you the humidity in your home.
Correct.
Tell us kind of about how the technology has changed.
So right now in this time of year, it's big on indoor air quality. So we've got technology where your filters used to be just a standard pleated filter you put in there. Well, now we sell an electrostatic filter that can really help down cut with airborne viruses and bacteria, things like that. We also sell UV lights that can integrate straight into the AC system and help you there. You're talking about laying in bed and using your phone connected to your thermostat. Oh, I want to be a little colder, I want to be a little warmer, whatever it may be. So convenience and at the same time, the ways that can protect your kids from, airborne viruses and bacteria.
We've learned a lot of things. Specifically, it feels like COVID was last week, but we're talking about 5 years ago now.
Right.
And air quality has really become, or just quality inside the home, because we had to be, excuse me, shut inside of our homes for so long with that just air circulating over and over again. And I love that you mentioned that you have UV lights, because that's you don't think about those kind of things as an add-on or a bonus feature to help keep that air clean, especially if you have kids with, I have allergies.
Correct.
And they're seasonal allergies, and so I don't think about that kind of stuff until you mention it. That's a new bit of technology that you can add that helps overall cleanliness, I guess.
So that's one of the things that we teach our service techs to do when you go into the home is talk to that customer. Start to understand what they need, what their family needs. Does little Johnny have allergies? Does he need this UV light? Is it going to help him be a healthier child? A lot of people don't understand that inside that house, when you close all those doors, you lock all those windows, you're just circulating the same stagnant air. So if you're not cleaning that air, purifying that air, you're just recycling that air. So I really believe in it. I got it in my own personal house. I put it in my grandma's daycare for all of her children. It does amazing. Cut down on dust and dander for her, and the kids are a lot healthier. So we believe in it.
You mentioned that your grandfather was Gulfport Police?
He was Major Kermit Patton for the Gulfport Police Department for close to 30 years.
So first responders are near and dear to your heart.
Correct. So like I've been saying, we believe we serve, first responders serve every day, and they put their life on the line for us. So for us, it's very important to give back to them. So what we've done is any first responder, current or retired, as long as you have a badge, we're giving free maintenance for life. So that's 2 visits on your air conditioner, 1 air conditioner per badge. You got to own the home. And we'll come out and maintenance it and keep it going so you can get the full life out of that piece of equipment.
That's impressive. I've never heard anything like that. So it's one of those things where you mentioned that your motto with Tillman Services is that we're here to serve.
Right. We're here. Well, our motto is we're the one. But we want to serve. That is our goal, to serve people. So at Tillman's, we believe for quality and comfort, we're the one. 4 out of 10 air conditioners are going to be installed with poor airflow. 5 out of 10 are going to be installed with poor refrigerant. So at Tillman's, we believe we're that 1 out of 10 that's going to do it right the first time and be your company for life.
I know that you probably get 100 questions on a daily basis. I know that in my situation, I bought a new home. It was a developer home in northern Harrison County in Tradition, and I couldn't seem to get, and no one seemed to get, and maybe you've had a situation like this, and maybe I'm going to ask a question that you want to hear the answer to. So I had, on one side of my house was like the kitchen area and then a bedroom. The other side of the house were the other 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. And this back corner bedroom stayed cold. Whereas right across the house, my bedroom, I couldn't keep cool to save my life. And it was the weirdest thing, and the people kept coming in, and it was a brand new house, so they were coming in frequently looking at it and in the attic, and they never seemed to get it right. What do you say to those folks who are like, I can keep this bedroom freezing cold, but mine doesn't stay cold enough, especially in the summertime? It's like it stays warm.
I've got you covered. So in 2017, I went to the NCI, which is National Comfort Institute, and I got certified in air balancing. So what that is just hot spots in your house. We use dampers. 248 contractors down here. Some of them are going to skip some steps. Some of them are in it for them and not for the customers. So what we do differently is we make sure every drop in the home has a manual balancing damper on it. So if you're too hot in your room and your son's freezing, we can even that out. It's all about, if his room's on the east side and your room's on the south side, who's getting that sun load, and we can run heat loads through Right J, and we can figure out what really is going to be the right thing for your home.
That's good, because the last thing I want when I come home at the end of the day is to have to deal with the fact that the bedroom is not as cool as I want it to be.
Right.
Because I can crank it down when I go to bed, and then my daughter freezes, and I'm still like no sheets on, no covers. I'm sweating.
Brutal.
Yeah. So you mentioned we're going. It is September 11th, and we're getting into we're kind of in that peak area of hurricane season, but we're getting into the fall and winter. So what are some of those things that folks need to start paying attention to as they prepare those systems and those units for the fall and winter time? I know that winter's not huge here for us. It's usually like a good week. I mean, we had crazy snow last year, or this year. That was this year. So we had some crazy snow, but every once in a while we'll have a crazy winter pattern. What do folks need to start doing as they're getting ready to prepare for that season?
So if you have a gas system, inside that gas system, it has heat exchangers. Basically, you have a flame that's going down a big pipe, get that checked out, because a lot of the problems that come with these heaters is they'll have a rollout flame. So that could be very dangerous to your house. It could cause fires. It could cause, carbon monoxide poisoning. There's a bunch of different things that could happen from that. So what we want to do is we want to come, just like for our first responders, we do it twice a year, the fall and the spring, get you ready for the winter, get you ready for the summer. So heat pumps, they're going to be cleaned on the outside. You've had a long summer of cutting grass. I'm sure you're not turning it off when you're cutting that grass around that outdoor unit. So let us come out, let us get it maintenance and get ready to start the new season.
What happens with those units? Because I know I try not to let the grass get too high, and I'm like weed eating around that concrete, so it doesn't ever get. But I notice there are times where the grass looks like it gets stuck on that coil.
Right.
What is the danger in that?
You'll just cause your power bill to go up.
Oh Lord, that's all I need.
So what you've done is you just told your unit to run a marathon breathing through a coffee stirrer, right? So it can't breathe. And if it can't breathe, your power bill is going to start to go up, right? And you're going to really see the effects of that unit start to wear and tear a lot faster. It's not going to live as long of a life as it could because it's just not healthy. Just like our bodies, they've got to be taken care of. And what a lot of people don't understand is just like your car, every 5,000 miles you're getting an oil change. That unit's running every day, all day in South Mississippi. It needs to be looked at. It needs a little TLC sometimes. And that's where the Tillman's experts that we send out are going to make sure you get a full write-up on that unit, everything that's going on with it, inside, outside. And we don't want to run to your unit. We want you to come with us. We want you to see what's going on. We want you to be involved. We want you to be just as knowledge of as we are on the situation. So when you make that decision on what's best for your house, you make the best decision for you.
And look, living in the South, in this area, we know that because of the nature of where we live, 30-year roofs are not 30-year roofs.
Right.
Storms are here. And air conditioners that are supposed to last 10, 15, 20 years are sitting in direct sunlight for at least half of the day. And it's a challenge. So I think that what you're saying is getting out there and staying proactive stops you from being that chuck in the truck.
Right.
Right.
Right. So we want to come out and we want to go through the entire system. Being proactive and cleaning your system, they put a 10-year warranty on these things for a reason. The manufacturers do that, right? They believe it'll last 10 years. So at Tillman's, what our job is to get you that 12, 13, that 14 years out of that system where you can really get your return on investment.
There you go. How are you guys giving back to the community?
So we do a lot of baseball sponsorships. We got a lot of young athletes that work for us. I've got 22 employees, and we sponsor a lot of baseball teams, a lot of football teams. So it's been real fun to watch. It's been real fun to have these kids involved. So 2 years ago, the Wool Market All-Stars won regionals, so we sponsored that team. They did a great job. Super proud of those kids.
And you guys do, you partner with us here at WLOX a lot of times during the holidays as well.
That's
so
right.
there's always something going on with you guys investing back.
Santa Claus coming up.
That's right.
Yeah.
You never know. He's going to be
always
here
a
before
fun
you
time.
know it.
That's always a fun time.
That's right. So listen, if you have questions, give us your phone number real quick.
228-864-9351 or tillmanservices.com.
There you go, tillmanservices.com. You see that address there. If you have questions, listen, if you know that maybe the air conditioner isn't cooling the way it used to, as you flip that switch, I love that time of the year when I can smell the dust burning because I know it's starting to cool off, the humidity's dropping, and you know that it's not. I wait absolutely as long as I possibly can. Sometimes I don't have the heater on until January.
Right. Well, let's not let that dust burn. Let's go. I got duct cleaning machines. We can come in, we can get that air quality up to par before you turn that heater on.
Yeah, that's kind of like reminds me that it's that time of year. It's like maybe I should do something about that. You definitely should.
Yeah.
You should give Chance and his folks a call at Tillman Services. They're the experts. That's why they're here on Expert Alert. If you have questions, give them a call. What is one of the we have 1 minute left. What is one of the main questions that you hear people ask you all the time?
How often should I change my filter? Right.
Oh.
And honestly, I tell people like this: if you don't have that electronic filter that's going to last long, when you get your power bill and you see how high it is, throw that filter away and put a new one in. Let's save some money on that power bill.
That makes sense. It was like every time I pay the rent or pay the mortgage,
right?
But that's a monthly thing.
Well,
so is the
that power bill is going to go up if you don't change that.
You're reminded quick. You're like, wow, it's a little higher than it used to be. Then you look at the filter, like that's why.
Yeah, that dog hair right there. You need to get rid of.
Exactly. All right, listen, give them a call. He gave you the number one more time with the phone number.
228-864-9351.
There you go. If you have questions, give them a call. You see their information, Tillman Services. You can visit them on their website. Ask them all the questions. They're here to serve you, and so they'll be here for the long haul.
That's right.
Thanks, Chance.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Chet.
it. We'll see you guys next week on Expert Alert.